Well, I got it off in one piece. You just take your time and be careful with these. Sometimes they're not full length pieces of wood. You see there's a spline joint there. There's another one there. There's, I think that's the only two. There might be another one down there. But if you're careful, you can get them off, okay? So I got that one off and I lightly scraped on there with my putty knife to get all the caulking off. I've got this one loose up there, cleaned off and stuff, so I can swivel it because I don't really have to do anything with that, because this is okay over here, remember? Because it's difficult to get this one out because there's a nail right there, and then this piece goes all the way through. See, and I don't need to take this side one off where the hinges are. Okay. So now that I have that, see, I can move that over like that to 1 3/8 or 1 3/8, something like that. And it's going to be lined up where it's supposed to be. Then I can do the same thing down there. The same thing down there was about 1 3/8 already, but now it'll be all set, because see, then I can close this door and I can line it up and see what I need to do to get it adjusted. And I even saved the nails. Look at, these came out of a nail gun, but they're straight enough to be reused. Not this one, but I can go out into the garage and tap on that with my hammer and refashion that. Or you can use your, if you got some 4-penny finish nails, you can use those. And I know I don't want to use any more than 5 nails on the side and 1 up there and 1 in the middle, because that's all the nails I have, 7 nails. And I'm good. So see, my next step is I'm going to measure over 1 3/8 or long 1 3/8 maybe, or just 1 3/8 and do 1 3/8 down there. And then I'll put the piece up there, tack it at the top and bottom, and then start closing the door and figuring out where I need to adjust it. If I need to tap on the top, I can. I've got my little block of wood right there I can tap on. And here's the piece I had to clean off the caulking on the back side with my sheetrock knife, and I'll probably get those a little bit cleaner. This pulled right off. The nails stuck into the jamb this time, all of them, and so I just gently pried those out. Okay, so I've got this cleaned off on both sides. Sometimes you have to spend a little bit of time to do that, but then you can reuse your doorstop, because I can reuse the doorstop and then recalk it and do all that kind of stuff. Nobody's ever going to know, and I'll have fixed this right. Whoever installed this, they pushed it over because they thought the door was a little warped and wasn't closing properly, or maybe the existing wall wasn't plumb. Maybe the wall was out of whack. You know, who knows? I wasn't the one who installed these 15 years ago, and I'm just here to paint. I wasn't supposed to be here to fix all this kind of stuff, but hey, that's just part of what the project's going to entail, and I don't mind. It didn't really take me that long. You can do it. I know you can. Okay, so I measured up the top 1 3/8. There's my pencil mark right there. I haven't nailed the top yet, and I tacked that. I did the same thing down at the bottom, okay, where I thought it needed to be. Then, before I do anything, I got to come in here and close the door. Okay, this door happens to be warped slightly different than the last door. If you didn't see the other door, you can see that on my channel. Go to my playlists under doors. This one's hitting the bottom first instead of the top. Okay, so the bottom now is flush right there at 1 3/8. Okay, and the top is sticking out. The top, see, if I have that closed right there, the top is still sticking out about 1/4 inch, but I've got it measured back. I've got the door stop out of the way. So see, if I were to push on this door right now with my hands, it can flex that far. See, now I've got that pretty much the same as both sides, but every time I close the door, I'm not gonna have my hand up there, am I? What's gonna keep the door closed? That's right, the door stop. Okay, so I'm gonna push on the door strike. I'm gonna push on the door right there, then take a look up there, okay? So I'm gonna push on that and look up here at the same time, mimicking that door is gonna be closed right there. And that's getting it up as tight as I can get it, just by keeping the pressure on my hand right there, see? And I know that's flush up there, and on the middle of the door, I had a mark at 1 3/8. Okay, but I've got to pull the door further because I want this door strike plate to keep it closed. So see down there at the bottom, I'm tight, and I want this up at the top tight. Okay, so I'm pulling right at the door handle, okay? And see how that's flexing this because it's not nailed yet, right? So I can just pull that, and I can check the top too, and the top is tight right like that, and the bottom's tight right there, so I can hold that right like that, put a pencil mark along there, and that's where I'm gonna nail this. And see on the side here, it's more than 1 3/8 now. See, 1 3/8 is about right there, so I gotta push that over just a little bit, and that's right at 1.5 inches. Okay, and I'll get that door. That door will be nice, a lot straighter than it was before, right? And that's all you gotta do. Okay, so I'm gonna hold that where it needs to be. I'm not gonna nail that all the way in. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then I'm getting you dizzy now, aren't I? And you know, it should be the same as it was before. You see there, it's tight at the bottom. And I got a big old huge gap along there, but when I pull this and keep it closed right here, that straightens up that entire door. Okay, that's beautiful, perfect right like that. And so, see, I can hold that right there, and I'll put a pencil mark, because remember I need 5 nails in this. The 5 nails I took out, so I can hold that right where it's at. That looks straight. Okay, and that's where I'm going to nail it off. That nail is fine where it's at. If that was slightly off, I'd either have to pull the nail out, or I'd take my block of wood and set it on there, tap tap, or on that side, tap tap. You never want to take your hammer. Oh, I'll just kind of beat it over like that, and then oops. Now you got an depression right there in your wood because your hammer kind of slid off that little door stop. Okay, and then once I get that all tacked, then I'll slide this over so that that's flush. Cause see, I haven't nailed that yet, and I got 2 nails for that. One there, one for the middle. This I didn't take that nail out, remember? And that'll fix this door. Okay, so I'm gonna put the rest of those nails in and see what I do next.